Namaste, my friend. How are you doing? In this series, Suffering to Happiness, the last two series that we had, understanding the delusion. When you understand that what is anxiety, what is delusion, what is pain, what is suffering, 50% of the problem will be resolved. And then in the last session, we understood what exactly is the pure states of the mind. So the pure states of the mind is all about the knowledge, understanding. You're into anxiety, you move into the right knowledge, it is gone. You have a reaction. The second moment you recognize, oh, why mind? You're going into reaction. And reaction turns into a response. This is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. That is what we are understanding in this series. So today we'll understand clearly what to do and what not to do. Two things: what not to do, where you wake up and you have a mood swing and that you are carried away by the mood swing. You don't become aware, and then you go to the kitchen, you commit a mistake, the cup falls, and then you start blaming yourself. One example I'm giving, or someone knocks the door and he or she said you something and you are upset. So we have to understand what not to do when you are upset and when you have any kind of suffering, and what to do. But before we will continue the practice that I have been giving you in these sessions, so close your eyes. Eyes are closed and being comfortable. Find out the place, the become aware of the place. Where are you sitting? Become aware of the space all around you. Why you become aware of the space all around you? So that you have created a border of the space around you, not to allow the mind to run after any object and cause you the suffering. So maintain that awareness of the space all around your body. And the position of the body should definitely be at ease. There should not be any stretching in any part of the body. And the posture. So, any posture, whether you're sitting on a chair, or a couch, or on a floor, the posture should be that you can maintain that position for another uh, almost 20 minutes. Now we are comfortable. So, being comfortable means that you change the direction of the mind. You change the direction of the mind so that the state of the mind changes. Remember this now clearly. Anytime you change the direction of the mind consciously, and you're not in a problem, you are just in peace and calmness. But here in this practice, we are using the three words: sensation, You experience comfort and steadiness. Now see, understand it consciously. You look at the neck joint, feel the are you looking at mentally looking at the neck joint? Yes. You look inside the neck joint into the space. See, are you changing the direction of the mind from the world outside to inside? Yes. And you stay there in that space. So, what happens? You experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Why you feel the sensation? You have changed the direction of the mind from the world outside to inside on the body. Then you look inside the shoulder joints. So the mind started moving in a different direction. And what is the state? Now you feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The entire body from the top of the head to the toes. It's good to move the mind on the skin of the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, as if you are looking or mind is moving on the skin of the body. So when the mind moves on the skin of the body, again you see you have changed the direction of the mind. Now, what will happen in anxiety? Well, anxiety is outside. Anxiety is produced, reaction is produced, anger is produced only because of some object, person, relationship outside in the world. But you have changed the direction. So experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. My friend, always know that you can do this with eyes open or closed. In a real life situation, you can do it with eyes open, and that a proficiency I want you should achieve. And you are ready to go for it. So, in that state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, we will move to being carefree. Being carefree to help the mind to move within and living within. So you help the mind to continue to live within in the state of being carefree. I have already explained you what is being carefree, free from all the cares of the mind. How the mind cares? Past impression, emotions, feeling. Majority of the time it is negative feeling, thoughts, and emotions. We are turning into a positive emotion one, and then we are separating ourselves from these thoughts, feeling, and emotions. How to do it? No, don't ask how to do it. You just look inside the forehead in the emptiness or blankness or the space. Let me say it is the space. On that space, the thought, feeling, and emotions are playing with us. Two, third point that we should recognize in being carefree that these thoughts, feeling, and emotions are separate from us. They are separate from us. Can you further explain if you have that question? I can give an easy metaphor. The highways do not change, but on a highway, at a given time, we say it is a heavy traffic, it is a light traffic, it is traffic jam, and in the midnight, it is totally free. What has changed and what did not change? The highway did not change at all. The traffic. Same way, that highway is the space inside the mind. And on that highway, you have a lot of thoughts. You don't worry, they are separate. You have a light traffic of thoughts, no problem. You have no thought, that is not a problem. You see, you recognize that these thought, feeling, and emotions are separate from that space in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. It will go a long way in the journey of self discovery, my friend. And now we will raise the mind. What we are going to do, we are raising the awareness of the mind. How? First, you in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, you take a deep, silent, and slow breath. Let it take some time. You inhale into the belly, then into the rib cage, while exhaling. Keep your lips together, breathing out through the nostril, making the humming sound. Mm. So, in that humming sound, you are dropping the mantra Om Shanti mentally. Mentally, you are dropping the Om Shanti mantra in that humming sound inside the forehead in the space. Mm. Mm. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness of the body. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils, lips remain together. It should take some time, and then while breathing out, you are dropping Om Shanti inside the forehead and the space with a humming sound, breathing out from the nostril. Continue, please. Mm. 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 Take your time and continue humming Om Shanti, deep, silent, and slow breathing. Mm. Mm. Even during inhalation, you can continue with Om Shanti, but only during exhalation you are making the humming sound. Mm, mm, mm. Even if you are doing it with eyes open, the mind, you will find the mind is already withdrawn inside. Mm, 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 mm. Now leave this step also. Look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. If the mind has gone deep inside, you will experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind once again on the entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Once more, move the mind on the entire body and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In that stillness, see in your mind looking into the space inside the forehead. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Meaning, may there be happiness for all. Now, the knowledge part, I told you, the knowledge alone removes the delusion. When the delusion is gone, it also dissolves, evaporates, sublimates the impure states of the mind. So, where is the meaning? May there be happiness for all, and your mind is looking happiness within you, happiness in every being on this earth, and happiness everywhere. It becomes challenging in the beginning, but gradually you will find that you are settled in the state of the joy. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Say in your mind, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Peace is always there. It hides behind our delusion. It hides behind our anxiety. And that is why I picked up the topic, what to do and what not to do when you are into the impure states of the mind. So, by having the peace within you, in every being, you start seeing the peace in everyone. You push the mind, say, for example, anyone with whom you have a reaction and a sense of jealousy or hatred. It is a good exercise. You just visualize him or her. Oh, peace is his essential nature. So, what is going to happen? It is going to change your mind. That is what we want. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. It becomes a little difficult to comprehend by our intellect, but we have started saying that when I recognize the completeness and the wholeness in me, I don't expect anything from outside. No expectation, no attachment, no delusion. You have already hammered the delusion by the knowledge, and you experience the sense of wholeness. That is the meaning. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. Auspiciousness, everything that is good in you, your thought, your feeling, your emotions, your body, your mind, your relationship. You experience or you extract the auspiciousness in all of them. Impure states of the mind extracts the jealousy, hatred, anger, and hesitation, and you are extracting. And in that state, you are looking at the breath. The breath is going in and out. You're experiencing the calmness, no chains. In that state, the unconditional love manifests. So, what to do when the unconditional love is going to manifest? Just you say mentally Om. Om is also an epitome of love. Shanti. First, Shanti is for the known, the word that is known to you. Second, Shanti is for the unknown world, where past impressions contains both positive and negative. We are pulling out all the positive and killing the negative. And the third Shanti is already within us. Mm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Third Shanti is within you. You can also recite Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And in that state of calmness and peace and the joy, open your eyes. We are talking about today what to do what not to do when impure states of the mind takes over our life. Anger, hesitation, reaction, duality, and a conflict, they do not come by planning. They can manifest at any time in our life, in any situation, in any relations. And then what happens? Once we are angry, hesitated, reacted, we return home and then we repent. I should not have said this. Oh, that is not fair. What to do? What not to do? So when you return home and you reacted to someone, don't be impatient. Mind says, I should not have said this. Don't judge yourself harshly. Okay, you tell your mind, I'm okay. The past is the past. Now I have to examine what should I have said. Will you remember this? And if you remember this, you will undergo a transformation in your life. Don't be impatient. Avoid expecting immediate result. You were angry in some event, you return home, your face is red. Internally, you have a lot of the thoughts. So you're just watching. Don't be impatient. Avoid expecting immediate result. Transforming mental states takes time and consistent effort. So when you are not impatient, you are aware. When you are aware, you are watching those feelings and emotions. And when you are watching these feelings and emotions, they will dissolve in the presence of the space behind it. That is what the practice we have done in being carefree. What not to do, don't judge yourself harshly. Never judge yourself. Avoid self criticism. Oh, it is the past, it has happened. I have to analyze and see what response I should have given in that situation. You restart thinking in a different way. I believe you're getting it. So avoid self criticism when you notice impure states are rising, they are overwhelming you and they are taking over you. Don't use the process as a means of self punishment or to reinforce the negative self image. You know, people say, I'm like this, I don't know what happens to me. These thoughts should not enter into your mind. I'm telling you what not to do when the impure states of the mind attacks you. We will also understand what to do when impure states of the mind. There is a 5-step process. But first we are understanding what not to do. Don't suppress emotions. Check if you are emotional. Calm practice. Practice the one practice that I gave you in the beginning of these sessions in the today is the third session in this series. To just pick up that practice. So instead of suppressing, by the practice you sublimate those emotions. Avoid trying to force negative emotions away. Instead, you do the practice. And Om Shanti inside. Emotions trigger because of the repeated negative thought, and you are dropping that thought. Instead, you are saying Om Shanti. You see, that is why I gave you that step. Don't mistake detachment for emotional repression. That is what we do when we have the impure states of the mind. We mistake a detachment. But that is not detachment, it is an emotional repression. What not to do, we are understanding. Don't become overly analytical. So when you become overly analytical, you are rationalizing. You are not looking at the cause and effect relationship. You know, what is rationalizing? My way is the only way. You see, my way is the only way. No, no, I don't agree with you. And you don't analyze yourself. You don't see the reason, cause and effect. And that is what being an overly analytical. Avoid getting stuck in endless analysis without moving to action. Again, I'm telling you, if you have the impure states of the mind, the best thing is to follow the practice. Follow the practice. Don't use intellectual understanding as a substitute for practical application. Don't ignore professional help. And I'm already supporting you. I'll continue to support. Come what may. You have been a wonderful person. Write to me there and then. Don't forget to write me. You have a liberty to write 5 or 10 emails. I will accept it. Only for you. Whatever coming to your mind, you start writing. When the negative, impure states of the mind attacks you, you just start writing. Write on a Word file, copy and paste into the email and send it to me. You will discover that your emotional reaction subsides, resolves. That is the right point, that is the right state. When you are overwhelmed with the emotion, that is the right point you are seeking a professional support. And especially if the impure states are severe or persistent, and you have done it this in the past, don't become rigid. What is being rigid? No, I have a problem of anxiety for the last 10 years. This is rigidity. No, I have a habit of becoming agitated unnecessarily. Don't be rigid to yourself. Are you getting it? Avoid turning the process into a strict, inflexible routine. That is what you have done when you had a sleep problem. And that is what I recognized. Don't create new attachments to specific technique or outcome. I'm giving you the best knowledge from the Eastern wisdom. It is not my knowledge, it is coming from the masters who have validated, practiced for thousands of years. Don't neglect self care. I believe you are not neglecting self care, but still at the mental, emotional level, you're taking care of the physical health, is okay. Diet, food, you're okay. But take extra care at the emotional and the mental level. And never push yourself to exhaustion in any physical practices because we are living at an age of 65 and over. And if you push yourself to exhaustion, that is not fair. Don't isolate yourself. We are trying to understand what we should not do when the impure states of the mind takes over our life. So I said, don't isolate yourself. Avoid withdrawing from supportive relationship during this process. Don't withdraw the support. Instantly, you recognize impure states of the mind. I did the practice and still there are some traces. Write to me. Don't compare your progress. Another point that is also very important. Don't progress. Every individual is unique. Why? Not because there is a different blood flowing into you. No, it is the mind. Then mind is the same for everyone. Yes, mind is the same for everyone. But the contents of the mind come from since birth are different. Inherited tendencies and the past impression that manifest in our daily life. So I need not to compare. Avoid measuring your journey against other experiences. Don't become discouraged if your path doesn't match your expectation. But again, you have to understand, you have to go through the lesson again and understand. Oh, I'm already moving ahead. No escapism, my friend. That is another, when we are surrounded by the impure states of the mind, we try to escape. Avoid using the practice as a way to avoid dealing with the real life responsibilities and the duties. No, you continue to work. Find out what you have been doing daily, you must do it. Don't escape. Again, instead, you do the practice and come out of it. And when the mind is calm and relaxed, and then say, what I have been doing regularly, I'll continue to do it. Don't blame, attached. Don't become attached to anyone outside. Or I would say, sometimes we get attached to the pure state of the mind that I have already explained you. Why I'm not calm, why I'm not relaxed. Oh, you are releasing the impure states of the mind. It's a journey. Don't get attached to it. Don't use your progress as a means to feel superior to others. Don't build your ego. Be humble. Ego is the greatest delusion, and that causes the endless suffering. Don't neglect integration. What integrate? Practice, knowledge. Oh, let me listen to this lesson again and see what not to do. So I will keep a diary, keep a journal. Don't ignore, don't force insight. Sometimes what happens, we are agitated because of a situation, and then we keep on thinking about, we have a negative thought, feeling, and emotions, and I'm looking for an insight. How can you have an insight in the presence of the impure states of the mind? It is not at all possible. Don't get discouraged by. So understand it clearly. Don't be impatient. So when I say don't be impatient, it means my mind desire for a quick result. And if the mind is desiring for a quick result, it results into frustration and potential uh, rejecting the practice. So what should you say to yourself? I should be over this by now. If it is not working immediately, it is not working at all. So we start thinking like this. Instead, you think, oh, let me do the practice first, calm down, relax, let me raise my awareness, and then I will talk about it. That normally happens in our daily life. Don't judge yourself harshly. So why we judge ourselves harshly? Because the mind has a negative impression of perfectionism or self-criticism. So when we criticize ourselves or we are seeking perfection, these are the two facets of judging yourself harshly. So what is the effect? It will lower your self-esteem and increase your negative emotions. You have to listen to this again and again. You have to keep in your mind, oh, I'm judging myself harshly, I'm increasing my negative emotions. You start thinking in this, oh, let me do the practice first and then I will come back and analyze this problem. Because I'm already offering you the understanding uh, what to do, what not to do. Don't suppress the emotion. Why we suppress the emotion is the fear of negative emotions. That is why we suppress it. Then what happens? I'm suppressing emotional buildup and potential outburst. I shouldn't feel this way. I need to push these feelings down. These are the thoughts that I have in my mind. I will release my emotions by doing the practice. Don't become overly analytical. Desire for complete understanding before action. Paralysis by analysis. So we have a wrong analysis and it paralyzes our mind and intellect. I saw that a guy who approached me and he said that I spent 2 years researching into meditation technique, but I never actually start meditating. I said, I will also become one of the scapegoat in your research area. You have not done the practice for the last 2 years, so I'm not going to teach you. No, I'm ready to pay you, so I'm not accepting your payment. So don't ignore. So that is what. So these are the different things. Now we have to understand that what we need to do. So if you understand it clearly, otherwise I will explain it in detail. So tell me your reflections. Now the question is what to do. What is the step by step approach to remove the impure states of the mind? This is a higher level of a seeker. Initially, you tackle the impure states of the mind, what not to do. You have understood now what to do. So, in every step, if you are a higher seeker, and obviously you are, the first step is awareness. Second step is analysis. Third step is discernment. Fourth step is detachment. And fifth one is the cultivation, awareness. What is awareness? Being carefree. Did you understand being carefree? I told you. The space inside your head, and on that space, you have all the thought, feeling, and emotions. They both are separate. I should have that level of awareness. And if you have that level of awareness, means you have a thought, feeling, and emotions, but you are in full control of yourself. Then sit down and start with analysis. Recognize the impure state of the mind as it arises. Give a label. Oh, this is anxiety. This is self harm. This is reaction. I have already discussed in detail in the couple of months sessions what are the different impure states of the mind. You see how I designed the lessons. So that is your awareness. Then analysis. First is the awareness. You, in that field of awareness, you recognize, you objectively say, Nancy, you have, Michael, you have this state of the mind. Let me analyze, examine the thought, emotions, and belief, fueling that state. Three things: thought, emotions, and belief. So the moment you have already an thought, emotion, and belief, you have moved to the second stage of making the what to do. I'm talking about it. So you already have a thought, emotions, and belief. You can easily practice discernment to distinguish between the truth and illusion in your perception, right or false perception. So, right or false perception. And then what impure and pure. The right perception reserves to the purity of the mind. Third is now, once you are clear, this is false, separate yourself. That is dispassion. So once you see the impure states of the mind guided by the thought, feeling, and emotions are separate from you, now you nurture the pure states of the mind. So let us take few examples and then so that you will understand it clearly and you can easily follow these 5 steps. What about the guilt mind? Let us be aware. So what happens? So I have a thought associated with an emotion, with a feeling of excessive thinking that I have done something wrong. Excessive thinking. I'm not doing. That is your point of awareness. So what is you analyze now? Thought, feeling, and emotions. You analyze the thought, feeling, and emotions associated with that guilt. Pick up only, examine the thought, feeling, and emotions associated with the guilt. We are talking of the guilt mind. So now you recognize the thought, feeling, and emotions. Very good. Third point, now you can easily separate in your mind. Oh, these thoughts are repeating. I'm not repeating it. I do not belong to this thought. You say in your mind. That is where the discernment will come. So we get rid of the destructive self-punishment. No, no, no. I do these thoughts, feeling with emotions, they do not belong to me. So you continuously repeat consciously until these thoughts, feeling, and emotions are minimized, reduced, or gone. So what happens? You have already done the fourth step, detachment. So then you are able to let go of the belief that the prolonged guilt is necessary or helpful. Then you recognize it easily without any reaction. And then do the practice plus self-compassion. I should be compassionate to myself. We are thinking, oh, let me be compassionate to everyone. Forget about others. First, have a self-compassion and a growth mindset, evolving mindset. So if you have a self-compassion and a growth mindset, it will help you a great deal. Oh, let us take another negative state of the mind. It is anxious mind, anxiety. Recognize the anxious thoughts and physical sensations. Recognize anxious thoughts and physical sensation. Did you understand? So you are aware, you are recognizing, I'm feeling heaviness. Oh, high. Okay. The thought says you have a high palpitation. My thought may be right or wrong. Now you are analyzing the thought, feeling, and emotion and belief. Thought may be wrong. Emotions may be wrong. In the moment you say it with awareness, you will recognize anxiety is already going down. But in analysis, you have to identify the specific fears or worries driving the anxiety. Specific fears. One guy who is 6 feet 3 inches with 6 abs, he was going for an evening walk with the dog. And after 100 steps, he returned home and he called me. I want to talk to you. I have extreme fear. I said, how dare you have fear? You're walking the dog in your community. No, that is what I was telling myself, and it did not work. I'm beset with a fear. We asked him analyze your fear. So he said, those gangsters are coming, crossing the border, coming to coming to the Phoenix, and those gangsters may attack me. Specific fears in the world. Do you have a gated community? Yes, I have a gated community. Do you see the irrational fear? Yes, I see the irrational fear. Now I am calm, he said. Why he is calm? Because he discerned, he differentiated, he separated the fear and the worry caused irrationally from the calmness of his mind. That is what we need to do. And once we do it, we release the illusion. We release the delusion of fear and the worries. You are already calm. So what is the so I need to develop a trust in my ability to handle the challenges. When you develop a trust in yourself because of these principles of Eastern wisdom, to handle the challenges where anxiety. Let us see another, let us see reactive mind. So we are aware. Awareness, what is the awareness? It is the impulsive mind, where all the impure states are living. That impulse, it is impulsive mind that reacts. So I recognize, oh, it is the impulsive mind that, because of that, I reacted. But why I had the impulsive mind? So I examined it. So I examine the thought, feeling, and emotions. Oh, only the three: thought, feeling, and emotion. Oh, what kind of a belief? No, thought, emotions, and belief. Oh, this is the thought, what emotion it is associated with, and the belief that I have. So that belief comes from the past impression. So you have already analyzed it. Because I didn't like this guy, that is why I reacted to him. It's a belief. So you repeat in your mind, oh, this is what exactly has happened. So once you repeat a couple of times, you recognize the emotions is already gone because you have taken over the belief. And when you have taken over the belief, you are able to separate the thought, emotions, and belief associated with the reactive mind from the calmness of the mind. You have created a space between the impulsive mind and between the intellect. Intellect has the right knowledge, impulsive mind has a thought, emotions, and belief. That is what the dispassion is, the fourth step. Do you still remember? I said awareness, analysis, discernment, dispassion, and cultivation. Double A, double D, or you say AA, DD, C. Remember that, what to do. So you cultivate. So what do you cultivate? So gradually, if you are doing the practice regularly, it will help you move ahead into the journey of the self-discovery. Let us take the money mind. Do I have an obsessive and impulsive thought about the wealth and the possession that will bring me happiness? You earn wealth, you should safeguard your wealth, not for the sake of happiness, but for the sake of need based desire, but for the sake of physical survival. So remove all those. So you are analyzing. You are analyzing in the second step after becoming aware that thought, emotions, and belief. Do you have a false belief that the wealth will buy happiness, peace? Answer is big no. You have to hammer that through your analysis, through your thinking. So when you hammer that, you are discernment, you are separating it from the genuine need-based desire or the pleasure-based desire for happiness. So that money-mindedness ease down, your mind is relaxed. And then you are into the state of dispassion. You have done something. I also commit mistake. I have done something wrong. I wasted the money. I recognize it. So now then I say in the future, I will take care of this. That is all. Past you cannot retrieve. So what happens? It awakens you to the sense of contentment. Your mind appreciates for the non-material wealth of calmness and peace that comes from within, and the life changes. What to do? We are talking of the what to do. AADDC. That is our formula. Awareness, I become aware. So when I'm aware of you, so I'm just watching you objectively, what you are talking, how you are sitting, etc. Same thing. Let me watch, let me be aware what the mind is saying in terms of thought, feeling, and thought, emotions, and belief. And then you analyze each thought, each emotion, each belief. In case of strong likes and dislikes, it's very easy. So when you observe and analyze and examine the thought, emotion, and belief, you are separating yourself from that impure states of the mind. You become objective. You keep aside your personal taste and preferences. So what happens? You are already releasing your attachment. You're entering into the state of dispassion, and I can bet you will have a smile on your face. How easy it is. So, what to cultivate? Cultivation. Oh, I should not get carried away by strong likes and dislikes in the society with people in relationship. Instead, I maintain my awareness and remain indifferent. For example, you like pasta, so okay, no problem. You can have it. But if the like or dislike becomes an obsession, what is that obsession in terms of the pasta? cannot meet my hunger without pasta. That is an obsession. That is strong likes and dislikes. It causes the attachment. Now, today I did not have a coffee, so that is why I have a problem. That is an obsession. Why you have a problem? Coffee is listening to you. Coffee is not listening to you. Tea is not listening to you. Think, my friend. So this is what, if you want to know about how to deal with other impure states of the mind, please write to me. Or first do the exercise with AADDC, awareness, analysis. D. First D is discernment, second D is dispassion, and the C is what to cultivate, how to cultivate, how to cultivate. So what to do and what not to do when impure states of the mind takes over in our life. So what would be the ideal next lesson? How to change the impure states of the mind by discernment and dispassion. These are the two beautiful principles that we will take up in our next lesson. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.